Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It is very nice to see all of you gathered here for a very important occasion. We will discuss what is most dear to us, and that is our health. Because as we all know, the body is the only thing with us which stays with us all our life. And when we don't have a body, we don't have life. So health is very important, but unfortunately it is only appreciated when we lose it. While we have it, we think it goes on forever. I'll just talk a little about myself. My name is Mirnos Chapkhanawala, and why I got into this, my mother died 8 years ago because of diabetes. So we thought that all these things, these diseases and all happens to other people. We thought we'll always get to hear about it, but we never thought it would happen to us in our own family. For other people, we are also other people finally. And when this happened, we were very shocked. We did a lot of study. We met doctors, we met psychologists, we met religious heads, and wherever we could gather health information, we gathered this information. And all this information, I have condensed it into a small presentation of about 45 minutes, which I am going to show to you. Okay. Now when we talk of health, from the World Health Organization, we have got a little bit of information. The world is basically concerned today about 5 diseases. The first disease is diabetes. It is said that India is going to be the diabetic capital of the world. The way diabetes is spreading mainly in India and China. Now surely we don't want to hold this title, and now is the time to do something about it. The second disease is heart disease. By 2010, meaning by the end of this year, 60% of all the cardiac patients in the world will be Indians. Means out of 10, every 6 patients will be Indians. So today we are sitting on a bomb, not a bomb of terrorism, but on a bomb of illness. 6 out of 10 means practically 1 in every family possibly can be a cardiac patient. Actually, every country has genetically one disease incorporated with it. Like Americans basically had previously, colon cancer was the most common disease because they would eat a lot of non-veg, they would not have fibers in their diet, and it would result in colon cancer. All this is now changing. India has genetically got the most expensive disease, and that is heart disease. Because the blood vessels of Asian people are diametrically smaller than compared to the diameter of the blood vessels of Western counterparts, which are slightly bigger. The third disease is arthritis. Arthritis is a disease which 50 years ago we didn't hear much about it, but today it has prevailed a lot. It is because of lifestyle. It is because of overuse or underuse of joints. Today a child goes to school, his driver carries his bag, he goes down in a lift, he goes to the car, he steps out of the car, goes to the lift and goes to his class. This is the activity which generally people have. So arthritis is also spreading. The fourth disease is obesity. Obesity is not a cosmetic disease. It is not a disease of not looking good. Obesity indirectly causes diabetes. Obesity causes heart disease. Obesity causes arthritis. Obesity is basically the root cause of most of the diseases. And the last disease is respiratory disease. Today, even small children suffer from bronchitis, asthma, because of pollution, tension, stress, so many factors. So these are the diseases which we are facing today. India Today is a magazine which is of repute. It has taken out one special issue only on obesity. It is saying how obesity is bad, not only for the individual, but also for the country. Obesity reduces the quality of the population. They made a study and they found out that in rural places, out of 5 people, 2 are obese. And in urban areas, out of 5, 3 are obese. So obesity is gaining a lot of proportion. Now we'll talk about good health. What is good health actually? Good health is not absence of sickness. People feel I'm not sick, so I'm healthy. Good health is a positive thing. Like how we earn money, we earn reputation. In the same way, we have to earn health. Means health is to be earned. E-A-R-N. The E of the urn is exercise. Good health has 4 pillars. The first pillar of good health is exercise. Now generally, when we come to exercise, what comes to our mind? Walking. We think, I am doing a walk, so I am having proper exercise. But that is not the thing. Exercise must always give you 3 benefits. The first benefit is suppleness, meaning flexibility. The second benefit which exercise should give you is strength. And the third benefit which exercise should give you is stamina. An exercise which gives you these 3 benefits is generally a good exercise. Now let us take the case of the most common exercise, walking. Now for example, every day I walk from Nariman Point to Chowpatty. I walk with my friend, we have a good conversation, and then we go back home. Now actually what have I done? I have not done walking. I have only done talking, because that is what my concentration was on. Walking is to be done in a particular way. We all walk, but we should walk in a particular way. For example, how to walk? Ideally, you should walk for say 2 minutes, jog a little for 2 minutes, till you get a little build up, again relax for 2 minutes, again jog for 2 minutes. If you come across a flyover where you are walking, don't go under it, go over it. That is the way to walk. I'll give you a small example. Suppose there's a small child and I am the father. Every day I scold the small child for half an hour. After 2-3 months, the child will get habituated. It will say, Daddy always scolds me for half an hour. It will have no effect on him. So if I continue my walking pattern in that way, I walk the same way as I have always walked, my body gets used to it and it does not benefit from the exercise. I have to change my biorhythm, I have to change my body rhythm when I walk to get the maximum benefit. So I must first jog a little, I feel a little tired, walk and relax, again jog a little, climb up, go down, just don't walk horizontally while talking. See, we take a lot of difficulty in taking out time for exercise. So when we take out that time, we must get the maximum benefit. So this is the maximum benefit we can get out of walking. Now, if we are walking for weight loss, the best way to walk is, say you walk for 15 seconds and stop. Again walk for 15 seconds and stop. That way you will burn more calories. For example, if a car has stopped, to start to push it, I need to give a lot of jor to it. I need to give a lot of force to it. But once it is moving, I can easily push it. So if you stop and then start, your body uses up a lot of calories. It uses up 5 times more calories. So if you are walking with a purpose of weight reduction, walk a little, walk for 5-10 seconds and stop. It may look absurd, but it will serve your purpose. Again walk for 5-10 seconds and just stop. You just have to stop for a second so your body takes up more energy to start again. In that way, you will cover 5 times more in terms of calories. This is the benefit we get out of walking. See, walking doesn't give you much of suppleness. It gives you little strength and little stamina. So exercises always must be rotated. Sometimes you walk, sometimes you jog, sometimes you cycle. But at every stage of life, do a little bit of weightlifting. That is very important. If you are a lady or even if you are a gent. Because what happens, the body gets accustomed to the extent of exertion I put on it. If I sit in a bank and I do my daily writing in the ledger, after 10 years, my body will only be capable of lifting the pen and making entries in the ledger. If I have to lift something heavy, my body is not used to it. So the body comes down to the lowest level of use. That is why what happens when you lift weights, even a small weight, like for example, take a Pepsi bottle, fill it and lift it 20 times. So when you do that, you exert your muscles, you put a little pressure on your bones, so your bones become a little stronger, your muscles get used to the exertion. What you don't exert, you lose out. So that is why exercise is very important. If you want suppleness, the best exercise is yoga and swimming. If you want strength, the best exercise is weightlifting and swimming. And if you want stamina, you can do disco dancing depending upon age, or you can do cycling hard, or you can do swimming. So in short, if you see, swimming is actually the best exercise. It puts no pressure on your joints, it does not tax your joints, and it gives you the